and welcome back, everyone. Welcome back. Ooh, I apologize for the delays. We have returned. We have returned with the semifinals of 2024 Cheeseadelphia Grand Finals, the playoffs. Not quite the group stage. We're here in the playoff bracket, and spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Frostline, we have the American Terran player, the blue Terran. It is Jheffe. Jheffe even, and sporting in the top right-hand corner, we have the man of the hour himself. Ooh, we'll have to switch over. There we go. Switch over the player names. We have the American Protoss, the red Protoss, not blue. It is Zen. One moment as we set up the player names. And meanwhile, if you're in the chat, you know what time it is. Predictions. Predictions are open. Play show bets on who you think will claim the series. Best of luck in the chat. As predictions are open, let's go. Now that we are going to be settling in, and again, do apologize for the delays. As was being stated in the chat, it looks like there were some hotkey issues. Both players were setting up on the stage. From what it looks like, I do believe that they do have kind of like a stage set up where they actually get to show the POVs of the players to the people in the audience as well, which is really cool to see. We can't see the players ourselves, but it's fine. It's fine, don't worry about it, as we can now embrace our best of 5. As a reminder, this is going to be a best of 5, not a best of 3, so it's going to be a longer series, at least we do hope so. As was stated earlier as well, both Rob and Future are competing over on Nan Man streams, so you can check that out over on his Twitch channel. There you go. For now, Double Gas open out of Jheffe is opening up Double Gas into a faster factory into a delayed CC. Meanwhile, Hunter opening up with a Gate Cyber Expand. Standard open out of Hunter, something more tech heavy from our Terran player. Let's go. Is this actually game 1? Yes, this is game 1. This is game 1 from my understanding. Veto's just concluded, and we are jumping into a fresh best of 5. Get it. Hold on, just facing up the in-game title. Bam. There we go. But now we are going to be settling in, and with our initial 1-1 opener, we do have our CC on the high ground. Again, we're not going for any kind of crazy one-base all-in. The CC is being set up as we speak. Jheffe is building up towards it, and with this faster factory, with faster gas opener, we can go into a faster starport, into a Banshee-based opener. We can go for Widowmine drops, Reacted Reaper Hellion. We'll see how aggressive Jheffe does want to be. There it is, Reacted Reaper Hellion. Let's go. With this, we should be building up towards 3 Reapers and 2 Hellions. We could even go up to 5 Reapers as well. We can double down, we can commit, and the goal here is to bust into the natural, is to get into the mineral line and wreak havoc. Is to get economic damage, ideally. Again, Jheffe is going to be the aggressor. Meanwhile, Zen is going to be the defender. Let's go. Let us go. But again, shout out to all those in the chat. Shout out, of course, as well to Beefy as well for keeping us company while we had that downtime. Big shout out to Beefy, of course. He is the architect in the chat. The Iron Architect, even. So modest. Only iron? Nah. Have you seen that body pack? Steel, at least. At least. Crazy. That was a lot of fun. Also, calm down as well, mate. Jesus. Like tearing down walls? Crazy. But now it is going to be Triple Reaper, Double Hellion diving in towards that middle line. So far, the Dips are keeping up. No shield battery. Oh, no shield battery setting up the first step is going to go down, but the pieces that will help defend. They lift the first Hellion. They lift one, going for the other, and with this, looks like Zen, he will hold. He will shut this down, chasing down the final Reaper up, and doesn't get a single probe. Not a single worker goes down. As a reminder, of course, behind this, it was a Stargate opener into Phoenixes. Phoenixes are moving out. And not a single probe falls. Quite impressive, to be honest. Quite impressive defense here from Zen. Despite the shield battery being a little bit delayed, Phoenixes were there just in time. With that, it can now counterattack. Likewise, Jheffe is still moving out across the map. Still just rally. Phoenixes are heading towards the mineral line. They delayed the starport, or delayed the production, I should say. The racks. SCV's going to be falling, and Jheffe, he does not turn around. He commits. We're losing 3 SCVs. Army moves out. Now with a new old Cyclone. Behind this, we do see a bit of an old school setup here by Zen, going Phoenixes into a Colossus setup. The Bay is on the way. 2 more gates before the 3rd. This is going to be a delayed 3rd expansion here from Zen. It's going to be quite late in comparison, but is building up and getting to immortal production to be safe. Ooh, as 1 Phoenix goes down. Nice pick up here by Jheffe. Nice pick up. Does move out. The base finishing up. Shield batteries being thrown down. Zen taking this very seriously here. Setting up on 2 bases with 3 shield batteries. Did spot the move out, of course, with the Phoenixes. We'll confirm. Second Phoenix falls. A couple of boys are being pulled. And can the Protoss get on top of that tank? As the boys are being pulled back. Turning back around. Racing back home. See Jheffe trying to look for any stray buildings, pylons, gateways. Does snipe the observer, but doesn't get much more than that. Jheffe, he just backs up, gets out of there, and now finally Zen expands. Now again, this expansion is late. We could have seen this a little bit earlier. Zen, who was just being very safe and being very secure and being a little bit paranoid about how aggressive the Terran player was going to be. In the end, Jheffe was just still building up SCVs, and I do think this is still a bit of a better state here for the Terran player. Has quite an army to work with, and I mean, the third base isn't even done, which means it's vulnerable. Jheffe can rotate and can try and deny the third. If only he knew. Right now, he's in the dark. He checked for the triangular third location. He hasn't checked the linear third yet. He's moving out with the Marine, but this is going to be a bit of a later scout for the Terran, which means this army isn't going to be as useful or as effective. As Marines, they do fan out. And Jheffe will now confirm. Does confirm the Nexus, is now aware. He can now respond with the army, but again, this could have been done a little bit sooner here. Because this, it's giving the Protoss player more time to build up. Now he's up to 2 Colossus, shield battery is now on the way, the Nexus is now finishing up, and now it's more secure. From here, Jheffe just takes his own third. Takes his own expansion, hallucination will confirm. Then he does confirm the CC, is aware. The Terran player moves out. Up to 2 tanks, a pretty hefty bio army. Stim is done. Combat shields on the way. Upgrades are finishing up, just in time for the push. Meanwhile, there isn't really much with the main army. I mean, 2 Colossus can pack quite a punch, but there's not that much support. Jheffe scans ahead of time. Will siege up his tanks. Getting within range of the army. Takes down a Stalker. Going for the Nexus. Colossus taking a lot of hits. Oh my god. Barely almost does survive. Almost does go down. Does survive though. Third Colossus now popping out. Notice they're doing what they can. Last, they are running out of HP. The medevac as well. Running out of energy. Slowly pushing forward with another tank. And now within range. Is within range of the Nexus. Charge is done, and now we're diving in. Yes, and he does break out. First Colossus goes down. Tank under fire. And he will clean this up. Shuts down the tanks, shuts down the army. Jheffe has to back off. He cannot engage, not against 2 Colossus like this. At the same time, they're dropping into the main, but there's the recall. As any recalls in time, forces the Terran back. Oh, but the army keeps going. Uh-oh. The army was recalled. Now the Protoss out of position. Jheffe diving into the mineral line, takes out the Zealots, going for the mineral line, going for the probes themselves. Oh, guess I gets 10. 10 probes go down. Job comes back in. He comes back in. The Colossus, can he snipe it? Up, up. Barely he can. Barely not even. Yeah, the tank falls. Rotor's diving on the army. One more shot. Up, Urabas. He's so close, he gets it. He gets the Colossus. Was it worth it though? Yet he lost a tank in the process. He lost 3 tanks. And the base survives. Zen, he still holds on. Look at the install tab here. That was, what, 2 Colossus falling. Most of the Phoenixes. Still got 3 tanks. Forces back the army. He holds on to his economy. He can build up. Jheffe does reinforce. Now going into Viking production. Especially against a Phoenix Colossus opener Vikings that have multiple purposes here, not just against the Colossus, against the Vikings, sorry, against the Phoenixes as well. Provide a lot of support. They're backing up, still building up. Ooh, and Zen, he has a moment to breathe. He can take a moment, recover, remax. Now diversifying his splash damage, getting into Storm. Storm is on the way. So is the 4th. Similarly timed with the 4th base of the Terran. Economically, I do give the edge here to Jheffe. Again, I mean, he's up in SCVs plus mules. Does have the greater economy. So does move out. He's going to be moving out. He has eyes on the 4th. Zen close by enough to be able to respond. Pylon goes down. But he should save the expansion. Nice EMPs though. EMPs, they cover the army. Vikings, they get hand. They get one of the Colossus. Storm isn't done. Jheffe doesn't know. He scans. He sees the High Templar. Will chase down the Colossus. Getting on some of the Archons. Yeah, the EMP was brutal earlier. And they go without Storm. Jheffe, he can take this fight. Oh, we go for the feedbacks instead. Charge will take coming to reinforce, and Zen holds. Zen does hold on. Saves the 4th expansion. Picks up all the Vikings. They were on A move. And Jheffe was quite dedicated. He was quite committed with that push, and now he's stuck back at home. He's forced to turn back around. Bunker on the high ground. Looks like Zen, he doesn't take his chances. Backs off. The biggest problem here for Zen, for the Protoss, is lack of splash damage. He's now working on High Templar, working on Disruptor production, done with Colossus. I would say after resetting the Viking count, Colossus, they're viable once again, so now would not be a bad time to go back into Colossus production, as there are 0 Vikings for Jheffe. 0 Vikings back. Also, I'll be honest, yo, maybe old mate Chris can let us know in the chat. I grew up with people calling Jheffe, right? Like, cause there's a J and a H, but like so much, like every fiber in my being just wants to call him Jheffe. But like why is there a J and a H? So, I'm torn, Bobby. I'm torn. Regardless, does move out. Just remember, Storm is done. High Templar moving in. 3 Storms available. Storm going up. Ooh, takes down the Mineral Line. 13 SCVs. Oh my god, 13 SCVs. 21 SCVs do fall. The bunker barely does hold, but I mean, again, the Protoss can commit. He's forced to recall though. Forced to recall back home. Does he have a storm? Not quite. No storms, no novas. The recall won't really achieve too much here. Jheffe breaks through. Takes down the Disruptor, the Immortals, takes down the Mineral Line as well. Likewise, he defends back at home. And Zenny's falling apart. It was doing well across the map, but that recall wasn't quite it. Does reinforce just barely. Jheffe rallying across the map. Recall's now on cooldown. It's my first ad last night. Oh, I see. It's Jheffe. Oh, okay. There you go. Now we understand. There you go, as GG gets called. Jheffe, he does overwhelm. Again, was able to catch out the army, take down the Disruptors, the Immortals, everything. And he will take a lead in the series. GG. GG, well played. Whew. Will take a lead. Again, Zen, he was keeping up. He was holding zone for most of that game. Barely holding on, barely surviving. There were some stronger moments, though, for the Terran when it came to shutting down the High Templar, catching the Disruptors, and in the end, it was a really hard call to make for the Protoss to recall when he did. We could have either committed to a base trade or, as we saw, recall back home and try to hold on. Unfortunately, with that recall, there were no High Templar with the recall, and the Disruptor didn't have a Nova ready. If there was a Nova available, then sure, then maybe he's able to pop off and maybe able to hold on with a well-placed Purification Nova, but alas, that was not the case. It was not available. GG, well played. Jheffe, he defends, he attacks, does it all. And with that, does take a lead in the series. And we'll see if Zen can bounce back. I mean, I'm hoping for a back and forth. I'm hoping for... Oh. I'm hoping for a back and forth. I'm hoping for a game 4 or game 5. But the pressure is now on Zen. There we go, as we're getting into game number 2. It's going to be on Ultra Love. Let's go. Best of 5? Yes, best of 5. As should be stated there on the on the stream. Best of 5. Oh, there's the copy pasta. It's Joseph Hefferon. Oh, okay, okay. I see, I see. There you go. We're learning. We're learning today. Just saying before, because we weren't sure last round. True, true. It's actually a best of 9. Can confirm. Oh, no. Oh, Mr. Sadsack in the chat. Get that? Go my stats. Oh, we're learning. Oh, no. Not like this. That's not the learning that I wanted. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Ultra Love, we have our American Terran player, the Blue Terran. Leading the series 1-0, it is Jheffe. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have the American Protoss player down in the series. We'll see if we can bounce back and tie up the series. It is Zen. Here we go. And again, it did feel like Zen was playing overly safe in the last game. If you remember, it looks like he reacted to Jheffe's opener as if it was an all-in. He was being very secure and very safe on 2 bases, getting 3 shield batteries, getting 4 gates, and a Bay and Colossus production before taking a 3rd. The late 3rd base did mean that, as opposed to typically where we would see a Protoss player taking a lead economically and having a larger army to work with, alas, that wasn't really the case. The dynamic was very different. Instead, we saw Jheffe taking an economic lead himself, being even on bases and higher with SEVs instead. Something we don't see too often. So hopefully Zen doesn't get too into his own head here, and is able to play out his own game. Now we're calming things down. Do have, once again, double gas opener out of our Terran player, which means a faster factory, which means this can lead to something more tech heavy. Last game, this led into Reactor Reaper Hellion, if you recall, which didn't actually do too much damage, winding it back as the SCV goes down. That should not have happened. Ay, 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 that one probe gets a kill. Not something you see too often. Probe with 1 kill will pull back. We'll get out of here. Checking the main base. He was not able to confirm the follow-up here. But again, is that factory? And again, last game it was Reactor Reaper Hellion. From here on forward, we could see an early tank into a tank drop. We could see early Cyclone commitment. We could see a Widowmine drop as well. Banshees. There are options. Jheffe does have options here. How he wants to open up. Last game, of course, we had a Stargate opener into Phoenix, which was quite successful early on when it came to the early game aggression. But we'll see where our players head this time. As we do see our take of choice on the Protoss, it is going to be not a Stargate, but a Twilight Council. Should be a Blink-based opener here by Zen. We'll see if he goes for a 2-gate Blink, 3-gate, or 4-gate Blink Stalkers instead. Keep an eye on the gateway count. Likewise, back across the map, Jheffe getting into his 1-1-1. Once again, Reactor on the racks. No add-on swap. Do we go for the second Hellion? Do we go for Reactor Reaper Hellion once again? The answer is no. Okay, earlier Widowmine production instead. So this is a setup for a Widowmine drop. First Widowmine's on the way. Much lighter commitment to Reaper Hellion this time. Diving into the main. Likewise, Hellion is natural. Oh, the wall is solid. Hellion is denied. And the Reapers do not get behind the mineral line. Jheffe is in the dark. Oh, rotates back around, and he will confirm. There we go. Gets eyes on the tech, spots the Twilight Council. Oh my god. Calm down with the Dark Shrine. Almost thrown down within range. Almost within vision. He calms down. We have Blink on the way instead. Okay. Getting into Blink. So far, 2 gateways. From here, we could either throw down extra gateways or expand. Keep an eye on the Protoss. Meanwhile, Jheffe back at home, we do have our Widowmines, and he will soon move out with his drop. The drop is designed to rescout as well. I mean, sure, Jheffe saw the opener, but he doesn't know how many gateways there are really going to be. And soon he will. Soon he will find out with the drop. So I'll zoom across the map. Again, it's only 2 wooden mines. This is not really designed to do too much economic damage. You know, killing 2 probes for 2 mines is, you know, the standard. It's what we expect. It's really more about confirming what exactly the Protoss is working with. As that is a 3rd gateway. 3rd gateway is placed. Zen is building up, reinforcing, getting up to 4 Stalkers. Slipping into the main. Widow mines across the map. Zen, he does pull away in time. Likewise, Stalkers, they get into the mineral line. Oh! I think he will burrow, and the probes, they don't quite move! Shock herself, 4 probes, not bad. Could have been worse, a lot of workers did stack up. But 4 probes is more than what should have happened. Meanwhile, Reaper Heli diving into the main, likewise across the map, 3 SCV kills, but only 3. So Jheffe does come out on top here in the trade. Likewise, Stalkers, they rotate over towards the natural. Getting 2, getting 3 more SCVs. This is stacking up over time here. Getting up to 5. 5, that's going to be 9 kills in total. Suddenly the trade wasn't as good. Medevac is going to fall. The Heli Reaper, he has to commit. Spots a tech. It's going to be a Templar Archives into Storm. Reapers hit the natural. They get 1 more probe. They get 2 more probes. And they get 3. Oh. They can. 3 more probes going down. At the same time, here come the Stalkers once again. But now we have Vikings. The Viking does attempt to dive in, but is sniped. Nice move here by Zen. Shuts the Viking down. We'll maintain that prison. Maintain himself. And now we can take a moment. We can take a moment to breathe. We have Jheffe getting into his 3-1-1 setup, into Stim, into +1, into eventually combat shields, all the bio upgrades. Likewise, we do see our Protoss player taking a 3rd base. Now, this is a slightly later 3rd. Thankfully, I believe this 3rd base is faster than the 3rd in game 1, but still a little bit later here, just because of the aggression and the commitment from the Protoss, from Zen. As they do dive on top of the tank, where's the support? Tank is exposed, late repair, tank does go down, massive pickup. Gets a tank and delays the 3rd CC as well. And Jheffe out of position. We'll have to pull back, we'll have to repair. Likewise, Storm is almost done for Zen. Storm in charge, finishing up. Now taking a worker lead. It's one of those things where even though his 3rd base was a little bit later, thanks to all of his Stalker harass, did more than make up for that. Scanning the natural. I believe Jheffe got a glimpse of those High Templar. Still building up his bio. Thankfully, not too committed to Vikings. Speaking of, Prism slipping in with those 3 Stalkers. Threads a medevac. Doesn't quite get it. Medevac survives, so Jheffe's 3rd base is now done. He can now land on location and take his 3rd. And again, this is the kind of setup and scenario that we expected, or that we typically try to expect out of TvPs in game 1, is the Protoss being up in workers. He's up almost, what, 10, 13 probes? Has that worker advantage, does need it, does need to maintain himself. As Jheffe takes a 3rd, we should soon be seeing a 4th base from the Protoss. Ideally wants to be up in expansion. Ideally. Meanwhile, there's 3 High Templar, all 3 are in the Prism. They each have at least 1 Storm. And they get spotted. Ghost production has begun. Sees Zen just taking up. 2nd Robo, Bay is on the way as well for double Colossus or Disruptor production, or both. And Zen is gearing up for the mid game. Oh, even going for the Dark Shrine. Okay, let's go. Throwing down everything. And should soon throw down the 4th as well. And speaking of, there it is. Fourth base on the way. Both players calming down. There's the expansion. Scan does reveal the fourth. And it's going to be on Jheffe to deny the expansion. Here we go. Can try to third it. He's scanning, looking for more bases. Making sure there's no double expand. Colossus production has begun. They're on the way. They're still building up, waiting for extra ghosts. Liberators are on the way as well. Liberator production has begun. Yeah, we're just macroing up. We're chilling. I do think this is a little bit better here for the Protoss though, as he's now getting up to 4 Colossus. That's a lot of Colossi. Likewise, unfortunately, Jheffe is unaware. Otherwise, we would see a more Viking production. Oh, but his supply blocked. That's a brutal supply block, actually. 4 CCs just now finishing. Meanwhile, here comes the main army. Zed moves out. Rotating over. Doesn't quite commit yet. And now we get spotted. Now he moves out. Oof, does run into the drop. Drop will unload. Storm's going to be coming in. Storm's on the main army. First Storm does land. Again, there's still plenty more Head Temple where that came from. Same time, DTs, they deny the fourth. Zed does rotate. Throw away in. Still, again, no Vikings. And the Colossus, they just wreak havoc on the main army. Busting to the mineral line. Oh! Storm's coming in. The disable on the prism. And brutal disable. Unable to unload. Disable will run out. Army pushing in. Disable on the Colossus. Let's go. Zed in a lot of trouble. Ooh, do you have the storms? Nice one of the High Templar. Oh my god. Another storm connects. Takes down a good chunk of Marauders. And the prism finally goes down. That's still 3 Colossus. And they're pushing forward. Most of the Biofalls. We have the flanking disruptors. Massive surround. And Zenny will take the fight. Saves the Colossi. The disruptors as well. Barely does. Vikings are coming to reinforce, but Jheffe is just bleeding out far too much. And from here, Zen, he can just keep pushing. He can snowball. He can snowball out of control. Headed towards the third base, and there's just not much here. Hold it over. Gets a Widowmine. Oh, the storm is brutal. Nice snipe from Jheffe. Takes down both High Templar. Does bring them down, but behind this is just now retaking his 4th base. Meanwhile, we have a 5th on the way here for the Protoss. It's already on a 4-base economy. Getting a 5th. And the army dives in. There's just not enough support here for Jheffe. Not anymore. GG gets called as Zenny snowballs out of control, and we tab the series 1-1. We are going to game 3. Let's go. We are tied up. We have a series here. We're getting into our next game. Meanwhile, again, Future and Rob are currently facing off on Nanman stream. Our mid-series. We have our own. We go. And it looks like Future versus Rob has concluded already. Oh my god. Okay, we have confirmation. Future took down Rob 3-0. Okay. So Future is already in the finals. He's already waiting in the grand finals for the winner of this series. And who's it going to be? Is it going to be a Protoss or a Terran? TvT or TvP? Again, that Future series was fast. Already in the finals. Already waiting for his opponent. We'll have some downtime, get some food, get some snacks. Chill out. He can bask in the glory that is Beefy. True. He can try and siphon his power. But here we go. We're getting into Game 3 to determine who takes the lead in the series. As spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of ley lines, we have the American Terran player. It is Jheffe. And spawning in the top right. Why did they make the lobby on Australia? Oh no. Never mind. Never mind. Here we go. We'll have to remake. Okay, we're good. But yeah, we are just being put on Australia. I'm bringing them home, Pappy. Oh no, they're coming with me. Go to language. Okay, we're good. All good. So we'll remake. All good. Getting into game 3. Just for you, lad. Exactly. Just for me. We're going home. Okay, beautiful. We have our players. We have our lobby set up. We have a correct server. Loading into US East. Beautiful. And we are getting back into ley lines. And again, at least we have that back and forth we wanted. Have that back and forth best of 5. Still at least 2 more games ahead of us. Potentially 3. True. Could go all the way. Here we go. Spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of ley lines, we have the American Protoss player, the red Protoss, tying up the series 1-1. It is Zen. We'll set up his name. Hold on. I got you. There we go. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have the American Terran player, the blue Terran. It is Jheffe. Go. Okay, I do apologize for the late start, but we are now back. We're good to go. Back on the NA server. And so far, we've seen a Jheffe opening up double gas every game. Every game so far, he has opened up double gas. Curious if he will do the same or if he will mix things up and go for something more economic instead. Nah, double gas, okay. Never mind. Now, in the last game, we saw that this led into a Widowmine drop. It was Reaper, Hellion into Mine drop, which was honestly quite successful. Wasn't too bad, was able to get some worker damage. The downside, though, was that at the same time, we saw our Protoss player here counterattack and get some counter damage, of course, with those Stalkers. Catching at SCVs, shutting them down. So the opener wasn't as worthwhile for Jheffe. Meanwhile, Jheffe does wall off. This time the SCV will survive. Last time it did go down. Oh my god. Okay. Does hop over. Does hop over the wall. Factory's on the way. Oh! He wants it. And he spots the factory. Oh, it was thrown down a little bit too close here to the ramp. So without fully scouting, without seeing the gases, at least Zen now knows that there is a factory follow-up. He is now aware. Back at home, soon to be throwing down his tech of choice. We have seen a Stargate in Game 1. We saw a Twilight Council in Game 2. What do you have for us in Game 3? Robo? Oh. Twilight Council once again. Is going to be the Stargate. Okay. Just like in Game 1, Stargate opener here from Zen. From here, we can either open up Phoenix or open up Oracle. Both are viable options. Both do play out things quite differently. But I would imagine a Phoenix opener once again, just to gain map control, to defend, and to get in towards the mid game. We shall see. CC on location. Do open up with 2 Reapers and 1 Hellion. Jheffe moving out. And behind this, going straight into more add-ons. It's going to be an earlier tech lab here on the factory for the Terran. With this, we can go for an add-on solve or even go into an early Cyclone, into early tank production. Okay, there's the add-on solve. Do we open up Banshee? Hellion threatening a dive. So far, so good. We'll take down the Adept. Adept goes down. Going for the other. Jheffe will have to retreat. Backs up. Meanwhile, there's the add-on swap. Ooh, checking the vision. The add-ons weren't quite seen, and there it is. It is going to be a Banshee-based opener. Now, this shouldn't be a commitment into too many Banshees. Never mind. We saw Tank Banshee, but now we cancel, and it's going to be Cyclone and Medevac instead. So Jheffe a little bit indecisive, but I believe that is because he scouted the tech of choice. He did see the Stargate. Okay, this makes more sense. Did see the Stargate going into his Cyclone. Oracle dives in. Ooh. 3 SCV kills already. 4 SCV, 5. Jesus. 5 SCVs go down. And again, he's forced to respond here for some additional anti-air. And supports, as we're getting up to 7 SCVs. 7, 8 workers falling. A very successful Oracle. Finally it goes down, but he gets 8 workers. That is worth it here for the Protoss. I mean, ideally he does want even more, but ideally wants to keep it alive. Still 8 SCVs. Likewise, did also disrupt the initial build of the Terran. And from here, now we can embrace Blink and the Twilight Council. No Phoenixes, just Blink. Blink Stalk on the horizon. Jheffe trying to keep up. Building up his tank count. And with this move, he does even pull some of the boys. So that much more committed here from Jheffe. Can repair, can throw down bunkers, can help buffer. Making his way towards the natural. Shield batteries are done, at least the first. Second is on the way. Zen just buying time, forcing the siege. Forward, up. Lock on the Stalker. 1, 2 Stalkers go down, nice pickups. 2 Stalkers. Shield batteries do finish. is on the way. Zen getting his third. Third base is in production. CC is delayed. Sorry, bunker is delayed. Well, with the second tank, we had tried to push in. Zen he goes for the dive, gets one tank. One tank goes down. Still not left over. Nice movement here from Jheffe. Preserves that tank. The Great Siege is up, starting back the army. Soldiers warping in. And we're getting ready for that surround. In behind the army. Jheffe turning back around. And can he get out of here? Runs into the army. Oh no! Medevac does survive. Barely. Oof. I spoke too soon. Medevac does fall. And behind this, Jheffe is just working on his next step. He's taking his gases, working towards stim, working towards combat shields. The question becomes, can he get out of here? Looks likely not. As then, he just blinks on in, takes down the tank, takes down the Liberator. He should clean this up. We'll trade out some Stalkers, though. The worst trades from Jheffe. Takes down a couple Stalkers. We'll lose everything. All said and done, though, getting 11 Stalker kills. Pretty similar trades here when it comes to gas and minerals. Pretty neck and neck. Jheffe setting up defensively. Third base has been getting saturated the entire time. Unfortunately, I don't believe Jheffe was aware. Yeah, he did not scout the third base. He didn't know. So Zen's economy looking quite strong. He's looking solid. Working towards charge. And storm. Temple Archives on the way. River alongside it. Storm is going to be on the horizon. Jheffe moving out with the second army. Does have quite a large force to work with. Then he will scout. Does confirm. Spots of rotation. Responding with everything else. Jheffe is looking for the third base. Still doesn't find it. So we'll keep pushing. Moving towards the natural. Stalkers are coming from behind. They don't quite get the tank. Clutch pickup. Nice moves here by Jheffe. Saves the tank. We'll siege in a good position. Zelzay coming from behind. Charge is done, and we get the full surround. Both tanks will fall. See Jheffe trying to chase down those Stalkers. He's attempting to. But he will lose everything. Brutal trade. Zelzay collapse in. They clean up all the Marines, the Marauders as well. Jheffe, he falls in supply. So we're just waiting for that splash damage. Storm has just now begun. I'm just pulling back, reinforcing. Storm still a ways off. Does want the tank, won't quite get it. Oh my god, Jesus. Gets the medevac though. Tank unloads just in time. Nice catch. Gets a Stalker, gets two. Gets three. Gets four even. Concussive shell, too good. Takes down 4 Stalkers, nice punish. Jheffe maintaining himself. 1-1 upgrades finishing up. And he will maintain that upgrade lead. 1-1 has yet to begin for the Protoss. There's a double forge, but where are the upgrades? As Zenny does move up the ramp, the tank once again exposed. Ooh, tank does survive though. Barely. Tank does live. Zen rotating around, looking for another way in. Still has those storms. Tank shot going up. A lot of free damage on that army. Yeah, and Zenny's had enough. He's going to pull back. Second robo, fourth base, and bang. He's going to back off and get into Colossus. He's not going to risk it. Not going to risk pushing in. And now that Jheffe has breathing room, now he can embrace +2. +2 attack on the way. We have forgotten +2 defense. Attack at least is still on the way. Ghost production likewise beginning. Your defense not being researched. Didn't notice. Vamos, Jheffe. Este Paquito. Cheering against your own race, papi. Oh my god. Yeah, but from here the game will settle. Zen enjoying a fourth base, making 2 Colossus at a time. Meanwhile, I believe Jheffe is not fully aware, but likewise is embracing his Ghost production and Vikings. Vikings also on the way. Now both players can build up. It was a pretty intense mid-game, but we can calm things down, take fourth bases, embrace something longer. From here, we can soon get into Disruptors as well. Curious to see if we go up to 4 Colossus. This third Colossus on the way. Scan does confirm. Let's Jheffe know to keep investing into more Vikings. So he's gearing up. The next step for the Terran player is going to be to take into Liberators. Take it to Liberators into Lib range. To zone back the ground-based composition here of Zen. He's not quite there yet. Oh, feedback goes up. 2 feedbacks even, and a storm. Jesus, the value. 2 feedbacks in the storm. Another storm does connect. Massive connection. Oh my god, that is brutal. And the Terran army just melts completely. Ay ay ay. And from here, we have to back the hell off. Jheffe on the run. Zen moving out. Remember, a lot of supply are in Medivacs and Vikings. The less of the ground army. Jheffe has to race all the way back to the ram. Almost gets one of the Colossus. Never goes up. Doesn't quite connect. So far, Jheffe is holding on. Pulls back to the tank. Even sniping a Disruptor. Not bad. Disruptor goes down. Where are the storms? I mean, there's no more High Templar. Zell's going to be reinforcing from across the map. Yeah, there's no High Templar left. Doesn't want to back up. Dying mining at the 4th. Getting a 5th. And he does pull away. Out, there we go. Now reinforcing with extra High Templar. But he needs more time for those storms. Forward, surging back. Jheffe setting up drop play. Just going for a Doom drop across the map. Oh, not quite. Turns around, massive EMP. EMP connects, Delta step into the mineral line. SV's going to be going down. At the same time, Jheffe commits with his drop. This time he moves out. And Zen not quite in position. Does he recall? Yeah, there it is. There's that recall back home. Does keep up. Oh, the surround comes in. Yeah, the entire army didn't quite recall. Cashes out the army. Jheffe in trouble. Tank is exposed. And Zenny can just commit here. Moving forward, no storms unfortunately, but the Colossus, they make up for that. Novas go off. Bit of friendly fire. But does he get the planetary? He does. Planetary falls, 13 SVs as well. From here, Zen has to just back the hell up to get out of here. Oh, the disruptors! Disruptors go down. And Zen, has he overextended? He's gonna lose everything. The disruptors, High Templar, the Colossus, there were no storms, no novas either. God, he will lose almost his entire robo composition. Down to only Zealots and Stalkers. Ay, ay, ay. He killed the base, but it wasn't worth it. It wasn't worth it in the end. The fight was looking good, but he just had nothing to zone the army away. Again, whether it was storms or disruptors, he needed something. He had nothing. He has 81 probes. If given time, he can rebuild, but that's a big if. Jheffe should not give him that time. Fusion core is on the way. Should be for liberated range. Should be fully range. Jheffe moving out. Are there any storms? There's 8 High Templar. Jesus. 8 High Templar. Spread out. Come in with feedbacks. Oh, EMP connects. And takes down 4 High Templar. There's 4 left. Storm going to be zoning away. But no major connection. And the expansion, it's going to go down. Massive pickup, getting 12 probes as well. And momentum has swung quite heavily here in favor of the Terran. Momentum has swung. Stimming in. Shots it over. Jheffe connects with the tank. But Jheffe can just keep pushing. It's gaining more ground. Has plenty of EMPs. And what connects first? The EMP or the Storm? Oh! Storm grazes the army. Storm goes up. There's 3 storms left. Zen looking for an opportunity to storm. He's looking for it. Sleeps in. Tanks that are getting within range. Probes going down. And Zen has to commit. He tries to break out. Nova's a crazy army. Not the worst connections. Zealots get on top of the tanks. Mainly Zealots left. The Zealots go down. And Jheffe once again takes another fight. He can chase down the Colossus. 1 disruptor left. 0 left. Oh, the Nova. Not bad. Never connects, but Jheffe has too much momentum. Looks like he will bring down the 4th with the 5th base. He can just keep going from here. The EMPs are brutal. Starter steps forward, takes down the final Colossus. And now there's barely an army. The flanking Storm! The Storm was good, but I had not good enough. And Zen has been broken. Once again, an intense game and strong moves for both players. But there was that one moment where Zen, he pushed up the ramp into this expansion, where he killed the planetary, but he lost everything. And GG gets called. Jheffe takes a lead 2-1 in the best of 5 semifinals. GG. GG, well played. One more game is all that Jheffe needs to advance onto those finals, to make the TvT finals a reality. We'll see if Zen can fight back and force the ace match, because the pressure is on. And he has 1 game left here. 1 game left to take to force that ace match. Here we go. You know what, Jheffe, uno más is all he needs to take it. Here we go. So we're getting ready here for that game 4. And what map is it going to be on? Do we load into another smaller map? Do we load into something larger? I'm not aware of the vetoes. Oh, and we have the answer. It's going to be Whispers of Gold. Now I was thinking, I was like, what are the chances that they didn't veto Whispers of Gold? I mean, in a best of 5, you do have less vetoes. But this is a much smaller map. Much smaller short rush distance by ground. Very wide open 3rd and 4th base. Aggressive plays are much more effective here on Whispers of Gold. And here we go, we are loading it. Go. So we can make it. Yo, time flies, Bappy. We are reaching the 12-hour mark. I feel like not too long ago I was like, oh, 10 hours. Where did 2 hours go? Oh no, I need to not look at the clock, because it's I look at it and it like strips away energy. We need to calm down. All right, here we go. As spawning in the top left-hand corner of Whispers of Gold, we have the American Protoss player, the red Protoss representing himself. Down in the series, yes, to fight back here and now to force the ace match, it is Zen. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the American Terran player, the blue Terran, leading the series 2-1. No más. One more game is all he needs. It is Jheffe. El Jefe, pa. Let's go. One more game, and he will be one of our 2 finalists here. But at the same time, do we want to stop the TvT finals? As a reminder, Future is waiting in those grand finals, waiting for either a Terran or a Protoss. At the same time, we have seen Future off race. We even saw Dolan off race against Future earlier. That was crazy. That was that was wild. But of course, should be a Terran. We'll see where this goes. No shot for the first time this series. Rax expand, economic opener on Whispers of Gold of all maps. Okay, bold move. The probe is here to delay. Even pylon block. His zone back, but there it is. Jheffe is going for a Rax expand, economic opener for the first time here in this best of 5, and the probe confirms. So Zen, he is aware. He's aware that he can be safe back at home. He can chill. Open up Stargates. Open up Blink Stalker. Where do we go? As we have that answer, it is going to be a Twilight Council. Twilight Council opener out of Zen. Should be a Blink Stalker opener. I say should be. Technically, he could go for a Dark Shrine. DT openers are very niche, very uncommon, but possible. Keep an eye on Zen. Where's Jheffe? Going for a CC on low ground into his bunker to be safe and secure, to make sure the CC isn't delayed. As the Adept does move out. Bunker does finish up. Now we can settle in. Going for a... Okay, Twilight Council into Robo. Eyes still on that Twilight Council. Waiting for that gas. Oh. Remember when I said, like, oh, you know, DT openers are more of a niche build? Well, I'm glad I brought it up. Because there you go. It's a DT opener. Bold move here, Pappy. Bold move by Zen is going to be opening up DTs. Again, this is a very risky way to open up in this matchup. The reason why, as you can imagine, one, it is not uncommon for a Terran player to open up Raven. Raven openers, they're not the most uncommon thing. Speaking of a Raven opener, that is a tech lab. Do we add-on swap? Oh, if so, we would have seen. There we go. Add-on swap. Do we open Raven? This should be Banshee, but... Oh. No shot. Look, Zen did gamble, okay? Zen, he gambled quite hard. It is going to be a Raven opener, so detection, we wouldn't even need a scan. What I was going to say earlier is that you do take a risk, and if it isn't a Raven opener, then you have to hope and pray that Jheffe mules at the wrong moment, and then DTs can slip in. But now there's a Raven, and as long as it stays at home, true. The thing is, when you go for a Raven opener like this, it is not uncommon to move it across the map to go for auto turret harass, right? To harass with auto turrets. As Zed has to kill his own probe. Ooh, to free up supply. Here come the Dark Templar. He can now morph in 2. If he didn't kill that probe, he could only morph in 1. So it was a necessary loss for the Kala. Feels probe, man. Has Jheffe. He's set up back at home. Raven's in position. DT gets deflected. We do get the DT here at the natural. Does get an SCV. Does get 2. 2 SCVs go down. 3 SCVs. Not bad. Some damage is dealt. Better than nothing. Better than nothing, but ideally you want more, right? It's like you're delaying your own blink, you're delaying what should be map control and tech and harassment potential. As these DTs and now Archon need to do more damage. Heading towards the main. Army's here to respond. Under fire, forcing a recall. Archon gets left behind. The Archon will fall. Ah, that was an expensive loss here for Zen. And Jheffe is going to be feeling pretty good. I'm sure he lost 3 SCVs, but all in all, shuts down his opponents. Getting to stim, +1. It's going to take a while for these upgrades to kick in. Once they do, we can move out. Meanwhile, Zen just working on his 3rd. Rushing into Storm. Ult mid. Storm is on the way. The War Prison was gone into a Jheffe. No. I mean, thankfully it survived. It lived. Made it back home. But here comes the Terran. Thankfully, Blink is done. Storm, less so. Does make his way towards the 3rd. Will force a cancel. Yeah, massive pickup. And with that, Zanny stuck on 2 bases. Army stims in. There's 3 High Templar in the War Prism. He needs a little bit more time for those storms. The Robo's going to go down as well. Massive pickup. The Stalkers, they move command in. No, it's all going south. It's all going downhill from here. But Storm is done. Show us the storms. Ooh, they do connect. Massive storms. Massive. Oh my god, he runs in. He dives. It wasn't worth it. The army melts. And Zen holds. Zen, he barely holds on. If it wasn't for those storms, I mean, that could have been game. That would have been game then and there. Ay. Does hold on. Jheffe, he races back with what was left with the medevacs. And we calm things down, we expand. Okay. We're good. I'm already at the door. that was awful. That was awful, by the way. I should have... Yeah, that was not good. Shaking my head. No. It's okay. I'm heavily sleep deprived, so it's fine. You won't get banned this time. Kappa. So now we're calming things down. We're settling in. Both players taking their 3rd bases. Now, because of the denied 3rd base earlier, Jheffe, he has a faster saturation, faster 3rd base, a better economy overall, plus mules. So higher worker count, base count, mule count as well. Jheffe is ahead. Right now, the pressure is on Zen to bounce back, to recover. Either to get some counter damage and get into a mineral line and get some SCV kills, catch out the main army. Something needs to go Zen's way. Scan just reveal the army. High Templar. Ghost already arrived. If bad puns and wordplays were bannable here, then I would have been gone years ago. It's true, it's true. I stand on a list. He is on the list. No. Meanwhile, how many High Templar? 6. Ooh, 6 High Templar, each with at least soon to be 1 Storm. Army Sims in. EP, oh, massive EPs in the army. But where are the Storms? Where are the High Templar? They're coming in. Oh, you get the pre-split. EMP on the High Templar. Ooh, that's brutal. Couple of Storms, it's not enough. They're nowhere near. And Jheffe, he has nothing. He snowballs out of control, takes out the Prism, takes out the High Templar. He weathers the storm, Bappy. Oh, God. Most of them. GG gets called. And Jheffe will take the series 3-1, advancing on to the Grand Finals. GG. GG, well played. It was an impressive run here by Zen. Zen, a player that I'm very unfamiliar with, taking down some bigger names, some heavy hitters coming into this tournament. You know, I have high hopes for players like Dolan, players like Creature, and many others. But last, who rose up amongst them? Zen. Zen rose up instead, known more for 2v2, known more for 2v2 play, but clearly showing that he has been working on his 1v1 as well. May have gone down here in the semifinals, but still put on a good showing, especially in the group stage and even in the lead up here to the semifinals as well. Did have his own moments here, but alas, Jheffe does come out on top in the end. GG, congratulations! With that, we have our 2 finalists. We have our TvT best of 7. Let's go. Let's go. As we set up for those finals and get things ready. Go. And again, it's been an intense tournament so far already here where I was, to be fair, I mean, I was mentally prepared for a 12-hour cast today. But the problem is we've reached 12 hours. And we still have a best of 7, so we're gonna reach that 13. Do we get to 14 hours? Maybe, depending on the length of games, and if we go all the way to the ace match, it's possible. In a TvT, anything's possible. Let's go. Let us go, Pappy. Let us go. As vetoes are underway. Oh, let's spy on the people. Let's spy on them. What's happening? Beautiful. I see Starkiller. I see Zesty. I see the Beef himself. The Big Beef is what he likes to be called. He's like Big Gabe, but from America. Yes. What should somehow be a 50-minute finals? All cheese. I mean, yo, it's Cheeseadelphia, Pappy. You know, we need at least some cheddar in there. You know, I should also wind it back a little bit. I mean, it was a really rough start for Zen as well. As a reminder, it was a DT opener, and unfortunately, he went up against a Raven opener. So the DTs were lackluster. Remember, they got 3 probes. They got 3 SCVs. 3 SCVs. And not much more than that. So it was just a really rough start there in that final game. Did mean that he kind of started from behind. Well, it's dancing. But it did mean that it was kind of starting from behind there. So it was just a really rough start for the Protoss. I mean, he gambled, right? That's the risk you take when you gamble, when you open up DTs. In the end, it did go the way of Jheffe. Now we are setting up for those finals. All 7 games, 45+ minute turtle game. Oh no, not like this. It's Cheeseadelphia, but we have to cheese at least a little bit. I'll let him know. I'll let them know. But I did hear, you know, as is tradition for StarCraft events, that apparently they're going to be going to KBBQ after this, to Korean barbecue. Let's go. We would do the same here whenever there was like a big LAN event in Australia, like right afterwards. KBBQ. Or sometimes Korean fried chicken. True. One or the other. But it has to be one or the other. There's no in between. Otherwise, you're not playing StarCraft. BC cheese into 45-minute turtle. Oh no. 2-port BC into mech. And they mech each other. They mech all over each other. Oh no. You're our cheeses, at least. Ah, no. Is that a good thing? But yeah, shout out to, of course, Joe. Shout out to the people behind the scenes as well. I know Chelsea fan has been helping out. You know, even helping to house our lovely webcam extraordinaire, the Beef himself. I believe they are spending the night together. Do wish them the best. As we're getting ready for those finals. EMP. Oh, no. EMP versus Protoss is just insane. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. But again, even leading up to that, Jheffe, he had a solid lead leading into that fight. Zen was too chill. Get it? Oh, we need to stop that in the chat. No. It's happening to the chat. This is played on NA in USA, not Mexico. No, Mexico. I see what you did there. Oh no. We're gonna go on a break. We're gonna go on a short break. Again, we have some downtime here waiting for our players to conduct their vetoes. I believe Future's also setting up on top of the stage as well. On the stage, I should say. As I mentioned before, I think they have like a stage set up with these player booths or player setups, and they can also kind of show their own POV to the people, to the audience. I think. Potentially. Architect became our hero of the event. Who? You mean Beefy? Yes. Senor Beefy. He's been our boy. Oh. As it looks like vetoes are now done. Game 1 is going to be on El Dorado, followed by Ley Lines, Amygdala, Abyssal Reef, Frostline. Jesus, so many maps. Frostline, Whispers of Gold, and Ultra Love. Beautiful. So we have our vetoes. Let's go. Let's go. Alright, we're going to need a moment here to set things up, and once we are done, we'll be back with the Grand Finals. See you soon. See you soon. Bye. See you soon.